Free the weed! Free the weed! Free the weed! Free the weed! Free the weed!
Free the weed and end corporate greed! Free the weed and end corporate greed! And don't get my friends so high that I had to say that I outsmoked Perone again. There was only one other time in the history of Eastman and Perone, or Perone and Eastman, at high times when you guys got him so fucked up and he was going on stage and I could barely help him up there, and he actually said to me, Richard, you might have to make a speech for me. And I said, Dennis, you're making it a speech. It's about that guy Jack that, that claimed he was the emperor and everything. You remember that, Melissa? It was the High Times event. That Dennis told me that was the
Richard, is this an April Fool's? It's vaping. It's the vape and bake. It's the vape and bake.
Whoever ran this show got my friend higher than he's been in his whole life. And I don't do no crappy initiative.
Wait, is that true or is that an April Fool's? Was Dennis Perone really too high? Is that true or is that an April Fool's? Dennis Perone was what?
No,
standing asleep?
Standing asleep.
No way.
Over his sink. I have witnesses. To the Justice Department.
What are the allegations? What could have possibly...
Loretta Lynch ain't in there yet. Eric Holder's still my friend.
What could have possibly...
He's in there, you're all in trouble.
What could have possibly...
You tell him. You tell him.
What could have possibly got him that high?
Fuck Loretta Lynch and fuck all the assholes that were trying to make me upset last night. And I'm here now to defend my rights.
And did you sleep with that woman? Richard Eastman, is it April Fool's? Did you sleep with that woman?
Oh!
It's not April Fool's that hemp can save the planet, but it is April Fool's.
10 o'clock, 4 minutes early.
$50.
4 minutes and 20 seconds early?
It looks like
I thought you were somebody
Why are you so
else.
happy? I heard people were discussing me while I was asleep.
Well,
That's not fair. That's why I'm down here defending myself.
They were
If
asking
anybody's
if
got
it
a
was
fucking
true.
problem with Richard Eastman, tell me now.
Say it to his face. Hashtag
Okay,
say
well
it to
then
his
you have a
face.
problem for the rest of your life. You got a problem for the rest of your life.
Are you going to help us free the weed? We're streaming
And
live.
remember, till death do we part. Just remember that, all of you. Till death do we part.
Is that Richard
Is this
Eastman or
indica or
Hunter S.
sativa?
Thompson?
God's gift.
God's gift? Is it indica? If it's sativa, I can't stand it.
Give thanks to the Most High.
You're like Grandma putting whiskey in my milk when I was like 1 year old in 1953. Why did they have to do that shit? Maybe it wasn't whiskey. Maybe it was cannabinoids. Because they knew that when they found me in the spaceship, the only thing that would save me would be replicating my cannabinoids.
Only here.
At Dennis Perone's Cozy Castro Castle.
It's
You
a
never know
fucking
who you're going to
24-hour
end up in bed
marathon.
with. You never know who you're going to end up in bed with. Hashtag I woke up like this. Just kidding. We never woke up because we never went to sleep. But somebody grab this for me. Would you? Would somebody help me film this moment? Because we want to let it know. Let it be known.
I don't know if I'm coming back.
Let it be known that there are places where they cane people for being caught with medical marijuana. And so, in protest, this is a First Amendment right to exercise our rights. If you don't use your rights, you could lose your rights. And so, you know, we only do this with consenting adults. You can't just go around caning people or flogging people. But Richard
But you can weed whack them.
may or may not cane me after this non-commercial break in protest, of course, against all prisoners who have been caned for medical marijuana or beheaded or had their hand chopped off or had to even just throw out their dank medicine because the man was right behind them. Whatever injustice you've suffered, we suffered together. So I am going to take one for the team, and I am going to get Kate to free Eddie left. But it's not the kind of getting caned like in the pornography. It's It's like a lashing, right?
It's
I mean,
flogging.
Richard, I've heard how you cane people in San Francisco.
I don't cane nobody. If I cane you, you're dead.
Right, so
I'm sorry, I'm leaving this room because somebody's trying to instigate murder.
Oh, well, I want to live. So, all right, we'll do whatever it takes to free our prisoners from the drug war, but you don't have to really go that far. You don't have to get canes to free the weed. Yeah, you know me. I'm Melissa White Chocolate Ballon, and sometimes I'll exaggerate or exacerbate a situation to let it be known that the truth cannot be suppressed. And the truth is that marijuana is a medicine, that all use is medical use, and that we might seem crazy to you, but we're all patients, and our illnesses come in different forms, shapes, and sizes, but we want to focus on preventative care so that none of us get ill. It's time to get well, not time to get ill. And shout out to the Beastie Boys. We lost one due to cancer. We now know, thanks to Tommy Chong and 5,000 years of research, that cannabis can cure cancer. So let's not lose one more. Hashtag not one more. Let the truth be known. And we make jokes about caning, and we make jokes because if we don't laugh, we will surely cry. But it's time for tears of joy to celebrate that the truth is no longer being suppressed, that prohibition is over, and we're not buying this bullshit anymore that we don't have the research or the answer. The reason that we don't have the answer is because we've been suppressing our right to medical research. You've given a patent out for a plant, and we know that that's unconstitutional. So the jig is up. We call bullshit and shenanigans. We've got petitions going and whatnot, but really all it takes, it's really that simple, is all of us tweeting and repeating hashtag prohibition is over. I'm proudly wearing this vintage hat from the legendary Richard Eastman. It's dated 2011. It's a lot longer than that we've been trying to re-legalize cannabis, hemp, marijuana. Some of Richard's friends are no longer with us here today, either because they're serving time unconstitutionally for a plant, or because they actually are not living in this realm and space in body, mind, and spirit anymore, because their lives were taken from them unjustly. We don't actually believe anymore in live free or die. We just want to live free. We don't want to die. We want to live, and we want to live free and have quality of life while we live. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Hashtag we refuse consent. Hashtag prohibition is over. And it might seem ridiculous that a tweet is going to make any kind of difference, but it seems ridiculous to us that we're even discussing this and that a plant is even illegal. So we will keep tweeting and repeating. It's not April Fool's that has to save the planet. And this tweet-a-thon, it doesn't end today. We'll keep doing it each and every day. We're in the final hour of the Jack Herrer Hemp Can Save the Planet. It's not April Fool's tweet-a-thon, but we won't give up until every pot prisoner is free and everyone has the right to grow and treat themselves. Give thanks to the Most High so we can stay the Most High. Whether you choose to exercise your rights to get high or stay sober, prohibition is so over. So join us in tweeting all your friends so this madness can end. We can do the right thing. There's a message to send. Prohibition is over. Tweet, tweet.
Tweet, tweet.
Hemp, hemp.
Hooray!
Hemp, hemp.
Hooray!
Hemp, hemp.
Hooray!
It's not just me. It's going to take all of us united, and it took everyone gathered together, real UNITY in the community, to re-legalize and even do this telethon and tweetathon. So join us in the final hour on Red Alert. Get your tweets on. You can still win a prize. You can still have your voice be heard. It's the final hour Red Alert of the Jack Herrer Hemp Tweetathon. Get your tweet on. Get your dabba dabba do on. It's 4:20 somewhere. It's 7:10 somewhere. And it's the final hour.
And remember, the more you use cannabis, the more sober you become. Sober is a good thing.
Clarity. Real
there you
talk.
go, Trip. What a trip.
CCHI business and never stops.
Uh-huh.
Talking to people all over the state. We're organizing. Thank
Because
you for
hemp
your
can.
support. Because hemp can save the planet, and this is the only initiative that cares about hemp. That's why it's in the wording right there. The first 4 letters.
I mean, Trip.
We don't hide it.
Trip, it's the only initiative that's actually written, so I mean, it's just the only initiative, that's all.
It's not like the Bible, but it's kind of like the Bible.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.